Yo, what's up, Sauce Squad? Austin Dunham back again with another video. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you 5 secret and unique ways so that you can progress as fast as possible with bodyweight training. So these 5 things are some of the things that I implement in my training every single week, and this is how I got to where I'm at today. So implement these 5 things, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, so the first thing you want to do is analyze and break down the movement that you want to learn. So let's say you're going for a muscle up. I want you to break down the muscle up in each and every part of it, because most of these calisthenics movements, or at least these dynamic movements, there are multiple moves put into one. So for example, the muscle up is 1, an explosive pull-up, and 2, a front dip put together. So what should you do? Break it down like we just did. Then from there, work each separate part of that dynamic movement that you want to work. So I want to work the muscle up, so I'm gonna do explosive pull-ups, which looks like this right here. And also, I'm gonna do front dips, right? So front dip, you get on top of the bar, then from there, you do a front dip. Then once you get good at both of those movements, you're gonna be able to combine them together into one movement, AKA the muscle up. Now, another example I can use is a static kind of exercise. This is the L-sit to handstand, right? A lot of people wanna learn the L-sit to handstand. So what should you do? 1, you should work your L-sit. 2, you should work your handstand. But Austin, what about that middle section, right? That middle section, you're actually in a kind of a bent arm tuck planche, right? If you actually look at the movement in slow motion, you're in a bent arm tuck planche, or sometimes a tuck planche if you're doing it straight arm. So work your L-sit, work your tuck planche, and work your handstand. Then from there, start combining those movements together, and you're gonna start progressing really, really fast in your dynamic training. All right, so another way that you can progress fast, you probably heard of it, and that is to do negatives of the movement. Why negatives? It's because you're actually stronger in the eccentric portion of the movement. So let's say handstand push-ups, for example. Everybody wants to learn a freestanding handstand push-up. If you can't press up into it, more than likely you're able to start from a handstand. Even if you're on the wall, then slowly work your way down. Now let's see an example of it. So I'm gonna hop into a handstand, then from there I'm gonna make my way slowly down. This is an example of a deep handstand. Like, you really don't even have to hold a handstand really. Just start up from the top, come down. Another example is even the push-up, the pull-up. There's so many different examples that you can do when you're working the negative movement. So remember to 1, break down the movement. 2, start working the negative or eccentric portion of that movement. And number 3, you wanna target your weak points. So if you didn't know, we all have weak points, we all have strong points. If I give an example to myself, a strong point of mine was my back or my lats, right? But a weak point was my core. So when I was wanting to learn the front lever, instead of doing a whole bunch of tuck front levers or straddle front levers, what I did was a move called the dragon flag to actually train my core strength, because I had the lat strength there. I'm able to do heavy weighted pull-ups, even heavy weighted dips, but my core strength was not there. So I found an exercise to target my weak point, AKA the dragon flag. Then from there, I was able to put the moves together. All right, point number 4 is you want to implement the SAID principle at all times. Now, the SAID principle rules when it comes to bodyweight training. And what it means is specific adaptations impose specific demands. Now, what that means is whatever you're working at, that's what you're going to get good at. So another example, if you want to learn, let's say a planche or a handstand, instead of doing all this cross training, doing all this different stuff that you think will help get you to that exercise, don't do that. Specifically and directly work to your goals and work the element that you want to get good at. So if I want to learn the Hefesto, what am I going to do? I'm not going to train front lever and bicep curls thinking it's going to help me, even though it might, because I'm going to get better results if I was to actually directly train towards it and focus my goals all around it. Now, I did a video about skill training, and I mentioned how you only want to learn between 2 and 3 skills at one time. You don't want to spread yourself too thin. That way you can have complete focus on your goals and you can direct all your time and attention towards it. So remember, SAID principle, it rules when it comes to bodyweight training. And then the last point I want to talk about today is you want to have good balance, just overall balance in your training. So you don't want to be doing too many pushing exercises. You don't want to be doing too many pulling exercises. You want to have equal balance in your skills, pushing, pulling, and also your core, even your legs. Now, the reason why I say that is because there is a small carryover effect when it comes to bodyweight training, right? So that carryover effect, for me, for example, I was able to learn the straddle planche, the front lever, and I had a decent amount of core strength. I was able to hold a human flag for around 5 to 6 seconds without even really training for it. And that's the magic of the carryover effect, and that comes with being balanced in your training. So guys, that was my 5 tips on how you can progress as fast as possible with calisthenics. I'm gonna go over them one more time for you so that you don't forget. 1, you wanna analyze and break down that movement, okay? Hefesto, I wanna learn it. I'm gonna do this portion of it, and also I'm gonna work back levers and also reverse dips. That's breaking down the movement. 2, always implement negatives or eccentrics because you're stronger in that area of the movement. 3, you want to target your weak points. 4, remember the SAID principle. And lastly, you want to have overall balance in your routine, and that could induce a carryover effect. Now, if this video helps you out, I want you to give a big thumbs up. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. And guys, if you want to take your calisthenics physique and your training, your skills to that next level of something serious, I want you to check down below and grab my free training guides, join the free Facebook group, and also check out my programs. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Dunham, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.